I like it. Lone Eagles fan in here today. You're in enemy territory. Are you scared?
I'm not scared. I'm actually pretty excited for it. Just like the opportunity to kind of shut down those Vikings and just like the hopes and dreams of all of Minnesota. Like being a Minnesotan, it isn't that cool, but just like the earth crashing just hope is what I'm hoping for. All
right. Next time we have Jake, the Sauceman, there. Saucemo.
Hello.
Hasn't been on the program in a good minute. How are you?
Been absent a while, but it feels good to be back. It's always good to be back.
It's great to have you back.
Yeah, I feel great.
Then we have Colin Rutkowski joining us once again. Harrison Smith jersey. Colin, it's been a couple weeks since you've been on the program. Yep. I think probably before
winter break.
Before winter break.
Yep.
So it's been more than
bit, yeah.
it's been more than a couple weeks, but we're glad to have you back.
Thank you.
And then we have Will Heyer.
Can't get rid of Will.
And we stuck him in the corner this week for good reason.
You guys can tell me just stay home this week. Just take a break. I will.
All right. So, guys, I know it was a pretty relaxed weekend last week with sports. I don't think really anything big happened. I do have this one highlight, though, I want to play. So I don't know if you guys saw this game or not, but just listen in.
Keenum's going to try to work the ball on the boundary. Keenum steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs!
And this is where I started freaking out.
I might have cried.
I started
my
crying
voice
right here.
Yep, this is where my voice actually just came back today.
Oh my God, no! What a play! What a play! I don't know how to describe it.
Cue the Purple Rain music.
Let's go crazy.
Here, I gotta say it.
What happened? I want an Eagles fan to kind of go after it first and give his take on it, and then I'll give. Well, the Vikings fans will give our takes, but anyways,
all right.
Anj, go ahead.
Just like I want to say, as far as like the football gods go in that play, like they might have been on your side on Sunday, but you got to give it to the Eagles. They took 4 shots to Julio Jones within the 10-yard line.
Goodbye. Anyways, all right, gentlemen, over here, the distinguished group.
Thank you.
Let's talk about that play. What did we see there? That was flat out a miracle, right?
That was a miracle.
That was awful. That was an awful tackle attempt by Marcus Williams. But other than that was a miracle.
You can't really blame Marcus Williams for that though, because he was there. He was there too early though.
But he was also the only guy in defense, and if you're the only guy back, your one job is to not let anyone in the end zone.
That is true.
The only thing he could have done was, in my opinion, was go up, because he was going too fast at him, first of all. So the only thing he could have done to prevent that was to go up to the ball too early, which probably would have been a pass interference. And then they get the ball on the 30, they get one play, kick field goal, win the game.
My
anyway.
question
is, it was a lose-lose
do
for
you
him.
trust the kicker though?
I don't
yes.
know.
Do you
I don't
trust
know.
Kai Forbath?
I trust Kai
to hit
Forbath.
that from even like let's say like 45 yards.
Yeah, he did 58.
He dropped. What was that?
He had a 58.
Yeah, he dropped that. When he dropped that thing, all I could think of was, "Bye, Blair Walsh. You will never enter Minnesota ever
Gary
again."
And that's when I got I'd been confident for the whole game. That's where I was like, all right, it doesn't matter like what happens. Drew Brees will probably go score here. We're going to win. And once he hit that field goal, because that's just our thing is missing field goals. But
Gary Anderson, Blair Walsh, I think all of that is shaken. And I saw an interview.
Real question is why they only have one safety over the top.
On
that side.
And a rookie, of all people. He just dropped his head. I mean, you don't want to get the pass interference call. I understand that.
I think he thought he was going way high.
Yeah. You think?
So I think he thought he was going way high, so he just ran under it to just not do anything disturbing in the play.
I don't think he realized how high the ball was thrown, because Diggs had to really jump up and get that ball.
Yeah.
I don't think he realized that. I think Diggs was just going to stand his ground, not jump, but he jumped in the air, and that's part of the reason why he missed.
And the worst part about that is he can miss that, and I think Diggs still gets caught, but he went through, rolled, and took out his own teammate. And by the time that they were both up and trying in pursuit, Diggs was 10 yards down the field, and the game was over.
Yeah, because Crawley was the next person next to him. He was actually covering Diggs, and then Crawley came over to actually make it. And as Marcus Williams came in too low, eventually rolled, took him out, and that pretty much set up the walk-off touchdown right there, which was, even from an Eagles fan's perspective, amazing.
Yeah.
And now they dub it the Minneapolis Miracle.
And you know what else is amazing? What I found on the internet earlier this week.
It makes every moment better.
Oh my God! Goosebumps everywhere. I'm already tearing up. What a beautiful moment in not just Minnesota history, just international history.
International
The
history.
folklore of Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs is going to be told, proclaimed, yelled on top of mountains for decades, centuries to come.
The best part about that play and winning that game was it was against the Saints.
Yes.
Because Sean Payton deserved
God.
every bit of that because of what they did in 2009.
But the skull chant. Did you guys see Sean
Yeah.
Payton with when Lutz made that field goal? Skull chant and karma.
Can't
It's
talk
game.
early.
Like,
Well, it just
nothing's over until it hits zero.
Bounty Gate. I mean, it had to happen. It only makes sense that if Sean Payton was there, I'd be like, oh, Saints, whatever. But Sean Payton's still there. He deserved every bit of losing.
I think
that
he's
game like that.
overrated too.
I don't
like Sean Payton.
I don't hate a lot of people.
I don't think he's very good.
But I despise Sean Payton. How is he still in the game of football?
He also blew those 2 challenges in the 4th.
Yep.
Yeah,
Both were
bad.
terrible
Those were
challenges.
He's
bad
not even
challenges.
close.
He's a child of a head coach. Suspended a full year for the Bounty Gate
scandal.
A choking symbol at a
Devontae Freeman.
Devontae Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
You're mocking opposing fans.
Yeah.
Not just a singular or what. I think that's out of line to begin with.
Well, he said it was a group of fans, but let's be honest.
No,
he
I mean-
turned around and looked at the whole crowd.
Yeah.
You can't just pinpoint
and
one group of fans.
I am blown away that with all of the cameras and every angle that they have at these games nowadays, we can't find any footage of this man actually doing that. We have the 3 pictures of him doing
and it
the
took a
motion.
few days to come out.
Yeah, like I'm
just
I
surfaced.
understand like the reputation. It's always probably something on the inside where it's like, hey, we're not going to let this out because this is just not a good look overall. But I think it's needed because you have to understand karma that much because that is.
Hey, they lost the
unexplicably
game.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
good enough. That's good enough.
It's over now.
But I
Saints
feel-
can go cry again.
And from a Vikings perspective, like how fulfilling was it to have that comeback from the 2009 playoffs
Oh
to
my God.
finally fulfill
Yeah.
and beat the Saints in the playoffs, not only go to the NFC Championship, but having Sean Payton mock you
Oh,
and then
yeah.
win the game. How fulfilling was that to watch as a Vikings
So
fan to
nice.
beat the Saints with 10 seconds left?
Did you guys see Everson
brutal
Griffin?
in
Did you guys
09.
see Everson Griffin
Yep.
get interviewed afterwards?
Yep.
Yeah, that was.
Oh man.
Love the interview.
So good.
It's unbelievable.
This is honestly all of Minnesota in their living rooms.
I was sad. Now,
How?
wow.
Well, Case Keenum looked around. He's like, "Oh my god!"
His reaction was the purest thing of joy that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It
Just took him 10 seconds to
Yeah,
actually
he saw
find
it.
out. I should celebrate.
He saw it go downfield, pass. He runs in. It was just like,
What?
wait, what? Hold on.
We won.
What?
We won.
What? And then running, just jumping. Like he looked like a kid running to the Christmas tree on December 25th. Just in the morning, like, oh my god, oh my god. It was amazing.
You
Oh,
could definitely
God.
tell his driveway was shoveled after that game. That's for
Well,
sure.
and Mike Zimmer, Mike Zimmer's face didn't move.
Yeah.
No.
No reaction.
They won,
He's a
and
robot.
someone came and gave him a hug, and he just
No, he was like,
didn't move
I
a
don't know.
muscle.
I've seen a few pictures of him just wide-eyed, just being like, no way.
That
There's
was not
definitely
supposed to happen.
there's definitely some pictures of him where it's completely uncharacteristic Zimmer, and especially in his post-game interview,
Oh, I
which
love
was
that
you
interview.
knew the only 15 minutes he was going to be happy was in that interview right after, and then it's on to the Eagles.
And they
But-
opened up those windows that they have in their press conference room at US Bank Stadium,
Yeah.
and you could just hear the fans. The whole 15 minutes were just chanting Zimmer, Skull, everything. They wouldn't stop. It was unbelievable.
all right, now let's look ahead. This
Thank
Sunday,
you.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. This Sunday, they're going to be traveling out to Lincoln Field,
Fly, Eagles,
Philadelphia,
fly.
home of apparently the underdogs, which they're going to be handing out dog masks to
There's a
70,000
shortage.
people.
Shortage of dog
Amazon
masks.
sold out. They restocked. They sold out again. Now they restocked, and they already sold out again. Crazy stuff. A dog mask. But
Dog mask.
I'm not going to shut off your mic this time. I want to hear your take on the game. Obviously, try to be a little unbiased. I think we're going to try our best, but
We were
Okay.
totally unbiased right there.
yeah, I
So-
know, but it was unbiased. I don't know.
Honestly, I think this game lines up perfectly. It's the way the season went. It was meant for it to be Vikings-Eagles, and I wish with all my heart that it was a Carson Wentz Case Keenum.
Oh, that would be such a
That
battle.
would go down the history
That would be
books.
such a battle.
I wish that more than anything, but I think the best thing I saw was actually a Case Keenum interview where they asked him, he was like, I think everybody saw Nick Foles, Case Keenum playoff game coming. Yeah. And I think that makes it so much more fun that like they both came from a Rams team that was terrible. The Rams got good. They both
Shout out
went
to
good
Jeff
teams.
Fisher.
To Jeff Fisher.
He is the best coach at being average and then letting his guys just exceed by so much after he leaves.
That he even got it wrong. Like I want to say he started Nick Foles and then switched to Case Keenum.
Yeah.
He even got that wrong. And now they're on new teams. Case Keenum is better. I will say he is better. You guys have advantage in the quarterback room.
Oh gosh! All right, now 1 second here. 1 second here.
What?
Okay.
Oh, we're about to.
Bill's about to throw it down.
You know, Nick
about to be a
Foles. Nick
fight.
Foles. He's a seasoned veteran. I'm gonna give him that. And what I said last week is he's capable of going out and winning a playoff game. And
Fun
I'll
fact.
say,
Hold on. Fun fact. He is the only quarterback still active in the NFL playoffs who's a Pro Bowl MVP.
okay,
Just throwing that out there.
that's
Might
cool.
might bring some weight. That being said, that being said, the Vikings have a Pro Bowl MVP in their tight end Kyle Rudolph. So,
Now
something to consider.
Foles could go out and win one this game. He's not going to go out and win it. That's the one thing I'm super confident about being a Vikings fan is we only have to play one side of the ball. We only have to play one side of the ball this week, and you can kind of slug back, let them do their sling it out, pass it to the sidelines thing, because we have the best linebackers in the league. We have the most athletic linebackers in the league. And then Nick Foles, like Jack said last week, he wasn't going to throw a touchdown pass. He's not going to throw one this week. It's just they're not capable of driving down the field on us.
They're going to have to get the run game going.
They could win.
All their running backs are
They
gonna
could
have
win,
to
but they
rush
need
for
some
50
defensive
yards.
scores and some field goals.
And that's the biggest thing is, so you guys are going to try to shut down our run game, which is going to be huge because then you have to make Nick Foles beat you. But the problem is you guys somewhat need to do the same. You got to get your run game going, but you're going against the #1 ranked rush defense in the league. Yes, you guys are the #1 defense overall.
Chris Long is sick.
Chris Long is so good.
And I looked at the stats today. So when it comes down to when Jerick McKinnon and Latavius Murray combine for over 100 rushing yards, they are 11-0. When they do not combine for over 100 yards, they are 2-3. So I honestly believe if we can hold them to under 100 rushing yards, that's going to make the
That's a
world
big
of
key to
difference.
the
But do you
game,
think
yeah.
the
That's
offense
huge.
can put up even enough points on this defense to win the game?
That's the thing. I think it's going to be a defensive slugfest, just like how it was last year, where within the first quarter we had, 5 turnovers last year? It's going to be just a
Y'all
defensive
still won,
battle.
too.
That is true. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up right away.
Last
but
week on the show, Jack O'Neal Como predicted that Nick Foles would not throw a passing touchdown in last week's game, and he didn't.
that is true.
What a
And
guy.
That is true.
What a guy.
What a guy. Do you think he's able to put any points? I think it's going to be something like Keenum probably throws a pick 6. That's the only way they get on the board.
I think
agree.
whoever's
Maybe that-
offense limits the turnovers.
Jake Elliott has a leg, and I'll give him that. So they're going to put up 3 at a time. Maybe a defensive turnover puts them where they just have Jay Ajayi run the ball in from.
It's all about mistakes. I think.
I don't think Nick Foles is going to be a big
Jay
factor. in this
Ajayi
game.
is solid, too.
See, and that's the thing.
All their
Everyone's-
running backs are good. Corey
Yeah.
Clement's very underrated.
That's what I was going to say. Everybody's looking at Jay Ajayi like he is the person to watch, the person to stop, but he is not. It's going to be that third down back and Corey Clement who you're going to have to watch for because a lot of those swing plays, the small little out routes, things like that, they all go to Corey Clement. And in the red zone, he's been a huge part of our game. So stopping him there is going to be the biggest thing.
I
in the red
just
zone.
think we have the best lateral linebackers in the league. You've got, Alvin Kamara had a few big plays last week, but I think
That's because we had Kendrick to cover him, though.
Kendrick should be covering that kind of back
I don't-
because he can cover that back. That was Alvin Kamara's touchdown pass. That was great.
that was
Great coverage, and he's capable of going out and doing that, and that's against the greatest scat back in the league at this point in time. So
It's just going to be a battle. Straight
yeah,
up and
it
down.
is.
It's gonna be a
It
great
is.
game.
It is going to be a battle.
What I'm going to really like about this game is on either side of the ball, there's not really like that one player that you're like, that guy's a superstar. That guy's like a Tom Brady. That guy's like a Gronk. That's like a Jalen Ramsey. On the other game, the AFC Championship, it's like, all right, so we got Tom Brady and Gronk versus the best 2 corners in the league. The best corner duo, and that's like it. That's
Remember
what
they have
people wanna
Calais
see.
Campbell who racked up double-digit sacks.
Yeah.
Saxonville.
So, but this game is just gonna be a battle. It's it's Case Keenum versus Nick Foles,
Nick Foles.
in the
This is
NFC
wild.
Championship.
There's so
no one
much
saw
to
it coming.
prove.
You got Adam Thielen, a D2 kid that made it big. Chris Long's outstanding. You got
This is the year
different
of-
names here and there, but the
This is the
NFC
year of no
Championship's gonna be a
names.
battle.
This is the year of no names and guys that everybody thought were washed up, and I love it.
I mean, you look at last year and you go, okay, so next year it's gonna be the Eagles and the Vikes in the NFC Championship.
Going from the
Sam
Packers.
Bradford or Teddy Bridgewater is going to take us there, and then I don't know who. Eagles. Hopefully they grab someone in the draft. Oh, they got Carson Wentz. They're going to take no.
If I'm being honest too, I expected like an 8-8 season out of the Eagles. I did not expect Carson Wentz to come out and have an MVP caliber season and just pull magic out of nowhere, just game after game, and it's stuff you don't see. And that's why it's not the grace he's not there, but we have the surrounding team to make a game. And I'm not saying it's going to be, 38 to 35 or anything close to that. I think this game ends up being more in like the 21 to 17 range.
I think it's going to be a big team game.
I just don't want to see the Brett Favre type throws from Case Keenum this week.
Got to stay up on heels.
The one I remember in the first quarter to Diggs last week where he completed it for a first down. It was almost exactly like the Brett Favre throw. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he did that a few other times, and he got picked on one. So I think that'll be key for the Vikings offense. In the first drive, if they can get a run game going, I think that's.
Well, I think the Vikings. I
think that's crucial for at least the first half.
Score in the first quarter. I think the Vikings always dominate the beginning of the game. We showed last week 17-0 at half, and then the Saints battled back. But the Eagles are going to battle back, and we're going to see a close game at the end. It's going to be another nail biter. I think.
Both teams, either one, whoever wins has to play a full game.
Yeah.
I mean, last week Vikes didn't really play a full game. They still won.
Run block.
Yeah, and I think that might have been the best thing to happen to the Vikes. I had someone come up to me the other day, and they were like, yeah, I really hope the Vikes are like come back down to earth after that win. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're pretty earthed after that one because they realize now, we can't rely on our defense to not give up 17 points. And I think it's the same way on the Eagles side. They're going to put a complete game together, and I think it's going to be a battle down to the last
quarter. That's the thing with playoff games. You can never rely on anything happening in a playoff game. Your defense is gonna give up points because you're going against the best teams in the league at this point in the season.
So the Vikings, since their last appearance in a Super Bowl, they are winless in NFC Championship games, obviously.
That's 09.
Last 40 years, right?
That is the longest streak. I think it's 40 years.
40 years.
40 years.
0-9.
Longest streak.
Streaks are meant to be broken.
Cubbies. Go Cubs, go.
Cubbies.
Yeah, boy. Hopefully the Vikings don't have to wait 108 years. But really quick before we move on to the other game that's on the other side of the conferences, real quick, predictions. I'm going to start with Will in the corner, and then we'll move outwards to Anj.
Well, I mean, again, it comes down to that first drive. If you can get run blocking, it's going to be shellacking 27-13.
Vikings.
Ooh, okay.
Will's feeling himself.
I'm not feeling myself. I'm feeling the Vikes.
I thought I was going to catch him off guard by just, hey, give me a score. No, he had it ready and holstered. Boom.
He couldn't sleep last night.
Harrison Smith over here calling.
I'm going 14-9 Vikings. Eagles are going to kick 3 field goals, but Latavius Murray's going to get it going on the ground. Jerick McKinnon's going to have a big screen or something. Anything. Those two guys are dynamic. It's going to be a good game.
Sauce.
I got 24-21 Vikes. I feel like it's going to come down to a big possession at the end on like the 50-yard line-ish, and Nick Foles is going to have to go for it on 4th down, and we're going to get a big stop, and then all the masks are going to get thrown on the field.
Anj.
Okay. I'm going to say 20-23 Eagles. I say it comes down to like the last remaining seconds, and Jake Elliott is going to win it. I think it's honestly going to be a battle of kickers. I think we're going to see a couple
We don't like that.
Game.
We don't like that.
The thing is, I can totally see that.
And that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to come down to the kickers. Who's more accurate? And honestly, I'm going to make a bold prediction, say both kickers miss at least 1 field goal this week. I'm going to say
probably
both.
True. Lincoln Financial does not have the greatest surface, and I think we saw that last year when the Vikings played there. So,
you guys are going to hate me. The Vikings are awful on grass. It's a fact this season. They looked awful against Hundley and Lambeau when they took on the Pack late in the season. Awful when they played Washington. They're not good on grass.
It's slick.
It's going to be a rough weekend, I feel like. I still think they barely pull it out by once again, close to miraculous play. It's going to be
by an Odell catch in the end zone.
I'm getting scared thinking about this right now.
I think it's going to be a 14.
An even bigger miracle.
I think it's going to be 14-10. Case Keenum leads a game-winning drive for the Vikings.
Okay.
Wow.
See, is he going to rip one to the back of the end zone or what?
Just a bullet, Brett Favre bullet to
Jerry.
Jerry.
That's what I want to see.
I'm changing it.
That's what I want to see.
I'm changing it. 13-10. They're down 6-10 with 2 minutes left. He's going to lead them up the field because obviously Kai Forbath missed the extra point earlier in the game.
There's your miss.
There you go.
There you go. And then he leads them. Somehow they're just trying to get down low, and then Thielen's going to like just shove a guy off, Marshawn Lynch him. But yeah,
That's not happening.
no, not a chance. On the other side, we have the boat taking on the GOAT, best of all time.
Yes.
Blake Bortles taking on the greatest of all time, Tom
boat.
Brady.
Blake Bortles. Have you seen all those? Not Vice Sports, but that
Blake Bortles facts Twitter page.
the Blake
Bortles
Bortles
Wikipedia club.
the house tour with that lady.
Oh
I can't
yeah,
remember her
live the
name.
life. Yeah.
And he keeps saying all these quotes keep coming at him. That's why he's the boat.
Okay.
The everyday man has to be
He-
rooting for Blake Bortles.
He is the people's quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the people's
100%.
quarterback.
That and his comparison of himself and LeBron James was possibly one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
no, he wasn't even comparing himself, though. It was barely
He was
comparative.
comparing the hatred that LeBron has for being great with his, like, the people hating him for
All
just
he
not
was-
being
just
good.
being
No,
alive.
he
And
was
it's the
saying,
best.
hey, look, people hate this guy, so of course they're going to hate me. That's all he was saying.
And I think that was just hilarious because it's the truest thing. And LeBron goes to championships. Let's see if Blake Bortles can go to a Super Bowl and really compare himself to LeBron James.
LeBron
Let's
and
see
Blake
it.
Bortles are not even close to being
No,
comparable.
not in any way.
All right. I think this one is a pretty open shut case. Saxonville's look good. Their defense is good. I don't think the boat can keep up with the GOAT.
I don't think
personally.
offense. I do think the defense though of Jacksonville is going to cause a lot.
Who's going to cover Gronk?
Dude,
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey
Oh,
earlier.
Jalen
no,
Ramsey.
I don't
Dude,
think
Don't
so.
I
put
have
Kelvin on
more
him.
confidence.
I don't think so.
I might have. No, there's
They're-
no one that has more
they're
confidence in
going-
Jalen Ramsey
They're
than Jalen
going
Ramsey.
to Massachusetts.
I know there is, but listen, the Jags have nothing to lose. Nothing. They're throwing everything.
except for the game.
Playing with free
yeah,
money,
but
though.
yeah, but they weren't even like supposed to
Be good.
be good at all, and now they got the boat. Like they have more. The Jags. I've never seen more confidence in a more average Joe's team in my life.
You're
And
not-
I
you're never-
cannot, and I cannot love it more. I can't.
Perfect.
You're never going to shut down Gronk, but
You got to limit him.
You
Just
got
limit him.
you got to limit him. You got to play. You got to try and play physical with him. But I think Brandon Cooks. You got to. Do they have anyone fast enough on that defense to cover him? Because
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey will.
I think Barry Church is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I think they're going to.
He's
going to
be the one to cover Gronk.
I always forget about.
He'll be
Didn't see
covering
that one
Gronk.
coming,
in my
did ya?
mind. In my mind, Barry Church
Saturday.
is still on the Cowboys.
On the Cowboys?
Yes.
Yeah, Barry Church is playing at, I'll say a Pro Bowl level. I believe he made the Pro Bowl this year.
He's
but
probably the number 1 coverage safety in the league right now.
pretty
In my
good.
opinion, he's been maybe because of the defense he's played around, but he's probably been the best coverage safety in the league this whole season.
That's the downside. You're going to throw Barry Church over the top. All of a sudden you have Gronk one-on-one. Who do you put him up with? Do you put him up with Telvin Smith, who's their all-pro linebacker?
I think they'll probably put Church on Gronk.
Okay, so you think he plays man, or you think they're still going to take a linebacker and
I mean,
double
they'll
team him
probably
most of the
switch
time?
some looks up. Obviously, they're not going to just stick him on there every play, but I think Barry Church is going to get the main assignment to cover Gronk.
Yeah, the thing is, going against Tom Brady and Gronk, you've got to give different looks almost every single
Telvin
play. They're
Smith
going to
is
be
also
doing a
gonna be
bunch of
covering him
different
too, I
things.
bet.
It's true, a lot of disguises.
Yep.
The funniest thing, TJ Yeldon, everyone's focusing on Leonard Fournette right now. Like, he's the thing. Always hurt.
TJ Yeldon's a stud too.
But I think the funniest thing
Yeah.
I saw about that game last week is Blake Bortles calls out TJ Yeldon to make a block. I don't know if anybody else saw that. Calls out his block. TJ Yeldon makes the block. Just a big hit. And Blake Bortles literally looks at him, and they zoom in on his face, and he has just the biggest grin watching this block. And I think that says a lot about Blake Bortles. I think he's finally relaxing. And I think if he actually comes out and have fun, and the Jags can force a big turnover in the first quarter, I think that's going to put down Brady, especially with his hurt hand. We'll see if that's actually hurt. Just another storyline.
No,
But
he's got the
big media guys up there.
I
doing
want
it.
to bring one thing into play. I remember
gotta be quick.
when Tim Tebow brought the Broncos into
You say like one play or something.
into
like that.
Gillette, into Gillette after the Steelers win.
John
You know,
3:16.
they're kind of the same kind of quarterback. They're not going to lead their teams to a victory. They've got a good defense. I just don't think that can stop that Patriots team.
The Jags have to get turnovers. They have to.
I have the
Definitely.
Patriots. Anj? Pats or Jags?
I'm going to say Jags. If we're going score.
No, we're not doing score. Because
I'm gonna go Jags. I'm gonna go Jags because I think Jalen Ramsey can get ahead of the Patriots just because he's the
'cause he's
cockiest human I've ever seen.
Call
And I
him.
love it.
I'm going Pats.
Thank
Can't
you.
beat the GOAT.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pats.
Thank you. All right. So it's going to be
Bo.
according to us, a Vikings-Patriots Super Bowl.
Just by majority.
consensus,
just by,
but
well, just the
majority.
majority.
We didn't all agree on that, but okay.
Okay, that's enough playoff stock.
Playoffs? Don't
All
talk
right.
about
Anyways, let's talk some NBA. I had to get that in there.
playoffs.
One more time. The Cavs finally win a game. LeBron is
Who?
Who? Who? Sheesh! They finally win a game. It's collapsing over there. It's gonna be
Good.
good eventually, but right
Good.
now, it's not good. It's not
The
good.
East is so bad.
Awful.
Oh my God.
Struggle fest.
Should Cleveland fans be worried? Bottom line, yes, no.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
LeBron has no help.
He's
They're-
leaving
that
too.
trade was so bad. I mean, they had to make it, but still.
He's gonna leave after this year.
Oh,
He's
Yeah,
going to the
he's gone.
Lakers, right?
No, he's
Big
gonna
baller brand. He's re-signing.
Gonna
I
go
heard.
Alonzo.
I have no idea.
I
where
heard he's
He's going
re-signing.
to Philly. He's going to Philly.
No.
Play with Joel?
No.
Can we talk
I'll
about
take
Philly
it.
for 2 seconds?
Go ahead.
Joel
course.
Embiid. Now that
Rihanna?
you're all star, are you
Oh.
gonna get Rihanna on a date or whatever? And he said something like, "She didn't want me back then, so why would I go back to her now?" And then they go, "Do you have anything else to say now that you're an all star?" He just looks at the camera. Trust the process. And bolts to the locker room. What a guy.
Dude,
Why
you-
would you not want to be on
that-
that team?
You don't even
Because
have to be
there's not a fit.
you don't even have to be a Philly fan. It's just that he's so charismatic for everybody.
He's
It's
the
unreal.
best.
You gotta love him. You gotta
He's the
love him.
best. Anyway, Cavs.
Yeah, Cavs. You think they should be worried?
Yeah, they should definitely
Yeah.
be worried. I mean, LeBron can't do everything anymore, and the rest of the team isn't really helping that much. I mean, Isaiah Thomas has played okay from time to time. He's had his moments, but he's had
They
some
got
bad games.
they got months to work out.
They
the
have
kinks for the
no.
playoffs.
They're so bad at defense. They're worse than the Timberwolves by far, which is
The Timberwolves have been getting really
okay.
good.
right.
For some
But
reason.
Minus
overall-
last
over-
night.
But
For
they
some
played the
reason.
Rockets last night. But overall, the Cavs are not a good basketball team this year, and they should be worried. They have nothing to look forward to right now, and they can't. I don't think they could. They might not be able to beat the Sixers if the Sixers get on their game.
Hey, Boston, real deal.
Well,
Real.
the Sixers
Real
did
deal.
beat Boston last night or the night
89-9
before.
or 89-80. Yeah.
Yeah.
but Boston, really good.
Cleveland should be worried, but not for this season. I mean,
Right.
they're going to eventually clean up their act. They're going to go
Yeah,
to the finals
of
again.
course.
I
It's
don't know.
LeBron. It's LeBron.
Maybe not the finals,
No,
but
they're
it'll
gonna-
be
they're
It's all
it'll
for
be
the
a tough.
media. It's
And
all
they
for
were-
the media.
And they were saying the same thing last year. They're like, it's not the Cavs season. They're playing terrible defense. And
But
then they
this
came
year,
back
there's
what
an
they do.
actual team to play against them, though.
Yeah,
That is
and
true.
they're going to get. I think they're going to knock it by the Celtics. Thank you. But they should be worried about the offseason because once LeBron leaves, he eventually will. They have nothing. They have a nothing. They're going to look to
Isaiah Thomas,
and
think
Jay Crowder, probably.
Kevin Love? I think he should.
He's a-
I think
I
he
think
should
they're going to
leave.
clean house, leave
Yeah, they're gonna
LeBron, and
blow
start
it
bringing
up.
a bunch of dudes in. Just clean house. JR's gone.
They should
Dwayne Wade,
they should
staying.
trade him at the deadline.
Kevin Love, gone. IT, gone. They're bringing PG in. They're bringing
Oh my
Swaggy
goodness.
P in.
Swaggy P.
They're bringing everybody.
Well, they're
in.
washed up now. When you think about
Yeah,
J.R.
bring
Smith,
all those
Shumpert.
players in.
PG?
Get rid of
Come
him.
on, PG's not washed up.
No, I'm talking about the players they have right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but-
he's barely one of the elite players in the league.
Who?
PG.
He's on that edge line. I'd
Way
say.
better than Kevin Love. Throw that trade.
Well, yeah, for like 2 more years.
shifting all.
I don't
over.
know.
I don't know if I would like to pay him the money.
Fine, big baller brand. Go to Lakers.
Go to Lithuania. We're going to shift over now real quick. It's All-Star game in the NBA. Not a lot to talk about. It's just, you're going to see the same guys a lot of the time. NHL, though, do we like the 3-on-3 format for
Yes.
the NHL All-Star game?
They needed that switch up.
I see a lot of back and forth. So give me a
It's
couple
all about
points.
skill anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
who wants to watch a hockey game that's like 18 to 15?
I want the NHL
And they don't
community
try.
to go out and do what they did with John Scott a couple years ago. Do something like that every single season.
Yeah.
Pick one guy who's never ever going to make the.
Well, it's probably
All-Star
never
game.
going to happen again. That was that was a miracle in and of itself too.
That
will never happen again.
Something just needs to gain traction. The community has to be like, oh yeah, why not? And then it's eventually going to grow and go. And it's just going to snowball. Eventually, he's going to be the All-Star Game MVP apparently.
But you need to find that face that's like John Scott because everyone loved John Scott when he wasn't on the ice.
nobody.
Off the ice. Everyone.
okay,
He was such
so-
a great guy. But you get on the ice and he's gonna knock your teeth out. So, but
What a guy. Doug Glatt, what a guy.
what a guy. Anybody else not like it?
I don't mind it. I mean,
I-
it shows
I'm
more
on the
skill.
fence about it. Honestly,
Let's hockey.
I think it opens it up a little bit more to where there's more skating a little bit because when
it's
they're
bigger. It's more ice.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
more ice to show off skill.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of guys. It's like a skills competition in a game.
And there's
setting.
only
Yeah,
6 guys
definitely.
out there showing skill at a time instead of 10.
I just
so
like
they're going to share the puck more because, this guy wants puck, this guy wants puck. Well, there's only 3 guys out there.
it just
You can do
looks
whatever you
better
want.
when everyone's trying. Who wants to watch the Pro Bowl this year? I'm not watching the Pro Bowl.
I've actually never
Yeah,
watched the Pro
I've only
Bowl.
watched
I've
it
never
like
watched it. I've
Never
watched the
been
skills.
years
I've watched
ago.
the skills
Yeah.
stuff.
Skills is
Yeah.
fun.
And
Skills
it-
is
yeah.
fun.
They played like dodgeball last year. That
That
was
was
a hoot.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
a
I think
hoot.
that's a
Marshawn
great
Lynch.
change of pace because, yeah, it makes it way more fun to watch that stuff because you're not watching a game full of alternative all-pro players. Like, you're seeing Jarvis Landry try to catch a ball from a drone 90 feet in the air. Like, what skill that truly has, you're not a punt returner, but it's fun to watch.
Big Ben
I'll
straddles
just
up the
play
line
some
in his
video
walking
games
boots.
instead.
Well, yeah, and the dodgeball is fun to watch because those guys are unbelievably
athletic.
competitive
Yeah.
Yes.
and athletic, and they don't have to hit each other.
No.
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's already enough problems with hitting each other.
And they get paid for it.
Also true. Never hurts.
Win-win.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for us here this week on Sidelines. Thank
Skull.
you guys for all joining
Yeah,
in.
Purple Pride.
We'll have to see who
Minneapolis
does
Miracle.
prevail.
Fly. Eagles, fly.
Saint
Later on tonight,
down the
Husky Hoops will be on the air on the KVSC Sports Stream, I should say. Northern State is in town, men's and women's Husky Den pregame show. Before that, 6 o'clock start time for the women's hoops, 8 o'clock start for the men's hoops tomorrow. It will be 4 and 6 for games against Moorhead on the KVSC Sports Stream. Once again, later on in the day, though, 1 o'clock is your start time for some Hockey Day coverage here on 88.1 KVSC. That'll bring you all the way through the men's final time, and then you can head home and go ahead and watch the Wild game. Finish off your Hockey Day the right way as well. Later on today at 4:30, Husky Sports Friday will be coming to you right after the 4 p.m. news edition. Coming up next, though, Brooks will be in the studio to bring you the afternoon progressive rock show. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to 88.1 KVSC. Thank you for tuning in to Sidelines on KVSC FM and HD St. Cloud and KMOJ HD3 Minneapolis.